Good morning, everybody. Today we'll be doing computer lab question and which is of related to depreciation, and we'll be doing the second question for the depreciation. So the second question for the depreciation goes like this. The question is, you need to prepare a spreadsheet to show the comparative schedule of depreciation as output in the following format. So here you need to prepare depreciation schedule where the cost of an asset is rupees 2 lakh, salvage value is rupees 20,000, life of an asset is 10 years, months in the first year. We can propose to take months in the first year to be any, where you need to make the months in the first year as a drop down list. Depreciation method, we had learned two depreciation methods, that is straight line method and diminishing balance method. You need to prepare these two also as a drop down list. Then the fixed asset account, where your asset account has to be prepared in the four columns, where you will be writing the year, opening balance, amount of depreciation, and closing balance. So this is the question which we'll be doing. Now, how to do this question? I have already prepared where we'll be doing the cost of asset is rupees 2 lakh, salvage value 20,000, life of an asset 10 years, months in the first year. We need to prepare the drop down list. So anywhere in the page in the Excel sheet, we'll be writing down months, and I would like to prepare it. I would like to make it as a drop down list. To make a drop down list, where I need to make a drop down list, I'll select that particular cell, go to the data, click on data validation. I need to create a list. So over here, I will select the list. On the source, I'll select this source. The source is same on the same page. I'll select that particular source. Click OK. Now you can see the cell which I have already selected. I can make a, I've made a drop down list. Supposing I have selected the 7, that 7 refers to 7 months. So in the first year of the life of an asset, I have purchased this particular asset for 7 months in the first year. Now, depreciation method. Again, in the question, as I have told you, we need to prepare the drop-down list for depreciation method. And there are two methods which I'll be referring. That is straight line method and diminishing balance method. Then I'll select the cell where I need to prepare the drop-down list. Go to the data, click on data validation, click on the list, select the source, and click OK. So I can choose any straight line or diminishing method, whichever is the wish. There is no specification that this particular method has to be chosen off. Now I need to prepare the fixed asset account. I'll show you again what you need to prepare. This fixed asset account has to be prepared in this manner. I need to prepare it in four columns. I can use merge those four cells and put it into the center of this particular thing. The first column is year, opening balance second, third amount of depreciation, and fourth closing balance. So we need to create this fixed asset account where the number of years would be your life of an asset. So here in the question, it's already given the life of an asset would be for 10 years. And in the first year, I have used the asset for 7 months over here as I've selected. So the number of years would be 11 years. In the first month, 7 months. And then if you say exactly 10 years of life of an asset, then in 11th year, there would be the 5 months. For 5 months, this particular asset would whose life would be there. Now, opening balance. My opening balance would be the cost of an asset. Amount of depreciation. Now, the amount of depreciation. So now this the amount of depreciation, that which method to be applied of diminishing balance or straight line method, depends upon what type of uh, thing is chosen over here. So we need to use if function over here. So I'll be applying if function, which says that if this particular cell, that is B5, is equivalent to maybe firstly diminishing method, then the function applied would be dB. And the syntax for the dB says cost, comma, salvage value, comma, life, comma, period, comma, month, if there are there in the first year. So diminishing balance cost is your B1, salvage value is 20,000, life is 10 years, life, sorry, period is the month, so the number of year, and the month. Now here in this particular question, the months in the first year is given. Now in some questions, months in the first year is not given, so it's not necessary. So it's an optional thing. So if it is not given, then you could have put the bracket close and entered it. But over here the number of months in the first year is being given. So you will be selecting those number of months. Close it. This is the logical question. Logical test says if B5 is DB, then you apply DB function. If B5 is not DB, then SLN function. SLN function again syntax is cost, comma, salvage value, comma, life. But this is for the first year, right? So for the first year, you will be charging the depreciation for only 7 months according to the straight line method, and for diminishing method you have already applied it. So here we'll be doing B4 divided by 12 and then bracket close. Once we enter it out, the amount of depreciation is there. The closing balance would be your opening balance minus the amount of depreciation. Enter. For the second year, the opening balance would be the closing balance of the last year. Now, over here, if we need to drag it down, we need to put certain things fixed. What things we need to put fixed? The cost will remain fixed, value will remain fixed, your life will remain fixed, the life, sorry, the period will change. So you cannot fix A9, that is the period. The month will remain fixed. So there are a number of students who have asked me this particular thing, but that if we drag it down, this would have calculated the depreciation using diminishing balance with the particular months. That means if we are using this particular function, that is dB, and we are using months, so this would have calculated the wrong depreciation. But kids, diminishing balance function itself has calculated, and it knows that depending upon which period they are being calculating this particular thing. So you need to fix this particular month irrespective of whether it is first year, second year, third year, because diminishing balance method has itself been created with respect to it. Then under straight line method, again cost has to be fixed, salvage value has to be fixed, life has to be fixed, right? This will not be fixed, but this will be removed. But let's do it again. If I'll drag it to 2, my balance would, because of this particular thing. So I'll just remove it out. My all things will be same. And I'll drag it till here. Cell that is at C10, we need to fix this particular amount. Now we'll just, and the amount will differ. So this is still 11 years. So for the 11th year, again, there won't be any change for diminishing balance method, but there would be change for straight line method as it has to be calculated for only 5 months. How to do it? So this is the final question for depreciation, where you can check your old cells where the functions applied are exactly same. And this is how the first question is to be. Second question of depreciation is to be